Hello everybody, I am the Epic Parrotz from TheEpicWorldz, and today I am playing Kerbal Space Program. Some of you might know this game. I'm not really sure, I'm probably not though, because it's still a very young game. It's still in development. However, you may or may not have seen quite a few YouTubers like KurtJMac playing this game actually. So anyways, I got this game almost a year ago, and I've been having quite a lot of fun with it, but I decided to start recording my my stuff because well, I felt that you guys might enjoy it, and also I've got a good enough computer to record and run this game at the same time, because this game actually requires quite a lot of power to simulate all the physics, etc. and everything. So anyways, let's get started. I just started a brand new world, and here's what we're gonna do first. Actually, let's do a few presentations. This is Kerbin. This is basically like Earth, except instead of humans, you have these little aliens that you saw in the start menu called Kerbals, and they have a plan. Well, they have a goal. They want to they just want to be the master of this solar system. And we're gonna help them do that, but first of all we gotta start small, and by small I mean we're gonna try putting a satellite into orbit, because that's the first step towards the moon, towards Duna, which is like Mars and everything. Anyways, all the planets in this game are really just homologous, I think that's the word, to real planets. So for example, you have Duna, which is basically just like Mars, a big red planet. You've got Jewel, which as you might guess is a giant gaseous planet with quite a few moons. Not as many as Jupiter, but still quite a few moons compared to the rest of the Kerbal system. We've got Moho, which is basically Mercury. It's a tiny little planet that's really close to the sun. You've got Eve, which is basically like Venus. It's not the same color, but it's pretty much the same thing. And you've got Ilu, that's pretty much Pluto. I think we've gone over everyone. Oh, there's Drez, which is... I don't really know what that is. It's like... Actually, I don't know. Anyways, there are quite a few different bodies you can land on and visit, with different masses, different properties, and it's pretty fun. Kerbin actually has a moon which is very similar to our moon. And another moon which is called Minmus, and it's a tiny little ball of ice or green stuff. Don't really know. Anyways, I think we should probably start our space program, shouldn't we? So, in Kerbal Space Program, you are responsible for assembling your rockets and launching them and piloting just basically everything, from building your rocket to launching your rocket to landing your rockets in some places. Eventually you'll crash, and tons of other things. So anyways, as I said, our plan is to send a satellite into orbit, and well, to do that we have to build that rocket. Well, they do have quite a few of stock pre-made rockets that we can use, but where's the fun in that? I like to build my rockets. Let's see, let's just start with a light core, because that makes things easier. Wait. Max SAS torque 5, 5, and 5. They're basically all the same here, except in matters of weight. Actually, this was the lightest. What? Yeah, you've got all these stats about each part, and they give you some stuff, information about your parts and everything. That was a dog. Don't pay attention to him. Wait a second. Hello, I am back. Sorry for the slight interruption. So, let's put our probe down. Well, for starters, let's just do it like the Soviets and send a just send like Sputnik all over again. Anyways, so this is the VAB, the Vehicle Assembly Building, where you basically build your rockets, and it gives you all these parts with statistics, information on what they do, and a few details about them, anecdotes, and yeah. Anyways, here's the plan. We're going to send this little probe there. We're gonna pack it with a few antennas, like there. It's gonna be a very Sputnik-like satellite. Should I or should I not give it an iron core? I won't give it an iron motor thingy. But I kind of would want to give it a power source. And to do that, I have to give him this. Give it these. That's gonna make the entire thing much uglier. How about another option, which is solar panels? Let's just put a bunch of these. Let's just cover it with solar panels. That'll work, I think. Oh, I have an idea. What is it again? This. This is just gonna be a ball of... No, okay, this is ridiculous. Okay. That's good. Technically, that thing should run for quite a few... Well, it should be okay. They also give you like these science things that give you information about stuff. For now, we'll just put a stupid thermometer to find out how cold space is. There we go. Now let's go to structural and add our first decoupler. These things basically separate your parts of your rocket. And well, now what we're going to add is, well, an adapter, because we're gonna need bigger parts from now on. These bigger parts include fuel tanks. I might add this one actually. Let's see. Actually, I'm also gonna add a probe core on that, because these things here, they stay in space. It's all very perpetual, and any debris you leave in space will stay in space until you destroy it, or your game crashes and all your data gets destroyed. Where was I? Anyways, engines. Engines. No, that's the big one. I don't want that. I'll take this. This is nice. That engine, basically, it's not the most powerful engine for this size, but it gives you more control Well, the other one, that's the bigger one, the more powerful one, doesn't give you control. So I prefer to stick with the less powerful, but we don't need much power anyways, and with more control. Because these probe cores, they can't really orient your spacecraft very well. So I like to have quite a few ways of controlling my my rocket. Anyways, let's see. So I added another decoupler, and we're going to start adding bigger parts. Let's see. I don't really know if this is going to work well. This is probably going to be a tiny little overpowered. Doesn't matter. Our point here is to just get to space, not to be economic or anything. Just get to space. Come on. There we go. Ah! No! No! What have I done? Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. Well, we have to start over because that part just clipped into the other, and that often leads to very unpleasant problems. No, not this one. This is the smaller one. And this... Actually... No. No. This is good. I'm sure we should put on some other things like struts. These are some of the most important parts in this game. If your rocket keeps on blowing up, just add more struts. That tends to work. Let's see. So we got the first initial stage. 6 rockets, 6 engines. That boosts us up pretty high into the atmosphere. Then we've got the second internal engine that takes over the control, and then we get, I think once we get to this, we'll be pretty much in space. So what I'm going to change is I'm going to change that fuel tank because it's a bit overpowered. We're going to take this one. That's better. It's a very small rocket, but again, it's a very small payload. So, okay, that seems pretty good. Did I forget anything? You should always just make sure you didn't forget anything, because then, well, surprises may happen. I think it wouldn't be a bad idea to add a few RCS things. RCS things, which are basically reaction control systems, are these little mini rocket things, or rocket majiggies. So you have to place them so that they're of equal distance from the center of mass, or else it just doesn't work well. Well, actually, in this case, it's not that important, but I try to keep the habit of putting them in a nice symmetrical relative to the center of mass, and that center of mass just changed. I should have added the tanks first. Okay, so let's go over that little thing. These, the white balls, are basically fuel for these mini rocket things. That's the main engine of our thing. Anyways, after this we have our booster stage. think we're good. No, there's only one way to find out if we're good, and that way is called launching the freaking rocket. But first of all, let's give it a name. Let's call it... I don't know what to call it. Let's call it... let's see, it's small, it's lightweight, it's gonna be... let's call it... I don't know. Stubby and... whatever, let's just call it... Parrot Mark 1, because I am so in love with my own name. Because it's totally what I'm called in real life. I mean... no, we'll just call it the Parrot Mark 1. That seems good. Let's save that and launch it. Yep, I think I'm good. I think we're good. We're pretty darn good. Let's see. So, let's start up our engines on full throttle. Let's make sure we got our SAS on. SAS is basically your autopilot. It keeps you going in the same direction. It's very useful. So, we've got our small little rocket on the launch pad, ready to go. I think we're good. Let's go. It's going quite fast. I don't think we need to go this fast. Yeah. So, here's a few tips for going into orbit, if anyone is struggling and watching this video. Basically what you want to do is stay under or around the 200 meters per second speed until you reach 10,000 meters up, and at that point you can just start going full throttle and start turning to get your orbit. Also, one thing I haven't talked about is that this game is a very educational game. If you want to learn about how rockets go to space, this is a pretty good game, actually. Everything's fun. It's one of these rare, very fun educational games. It's not supposed to be educational, but it is. Well, it probably was supposed to be in some way, but anyways, it's a really fun game, and it teaches you all about orbital maneuvers and how satellites go to space. No! No, god damn it! This keeps on happening. What is this? Let's see if we can, Whoa, SAS, you're kind of, pretty darn useless. And you just won't let me... You just don't care. You don't give. You don't care. You don't want to get back into normal position. Fine. Eject all these engines. Woo! Explosions! I don't think we can save this. Let's just slam ourselves like a stupid missile. What is happening? I can't see what's happening. Point yourself down to the ground, you stupid. Oh, I haven't put action groups on this. Let's just see. Look at this awesome looking satellite. Okay, let's stop this. This is stupid. Something is going wrong. I do not know what. Okay. Maybe it's just the way I'm piloting this, but you know, just for good measure, just to make sure that this doesn't happen again. Let's add a few winglets here. And apart from that, I think we're good. Let's go. All right. Let's go. Anyways, where was I? Yes, I was talking about how this game was fun, but you basically learned about space while having fun. It's not like one of these is stupid. It's just, you get my point. Anyways, this is rather boring, but it's a necessary stage of every space program. You know, launching rockets into space. Oh, also, you might see this runway. It's to make planes. Yes, in this game you can also build planes and fly them. But the model for the drag model, the air thingy model thingy, isn't really great for this. So planes that would seem like they would fly don't really fly, and that's a bit weird. Maybe it's just me that's just bad at building planes. Okay, we can start gravity turn now, and we're gonna be very careful. No. Okay, we're gonna do this step by step, very slowly. There we go. Yeah, it's really just the way I'm piloting this thing. Now we're just gonna start boosting. And this is what we call a gravity turn. I don't know why it's called gravity, but I know it's called that way. But basically, it's when you start getting lateral speed relative to the planet instead of just rockets don't just fly upwards and go to space. That's not the way it works. Rockets actually have to get into orbit, and an orbit is when planets, when you're basically circling a planet, you're in a constant state of you're just falling constantly. But because the planet is round and you're going too fast relative to the planet, you keep on falling towards it, but you keep on missing it, and you start making turns around it. Anyways, we're burning. This is actually looking pretty good. Let's see, let's reduce this. Let's try to get something like, actually that should be enough. Now, what we're going to do is get our RCS starting to run, and as you can see, it helps us move much more easily, because these little winglets are pretty much useless now. And that's because we are in space, and in space there is no air. Anyways, now what I'm going to do is I am going to get to, this is what we call the apoapsis. It's the highest point in my orbit, and what you want to do usually is try to make most of your maneuvers at this point, because that's where they're the most efficient, the most effective. Basically, it's just good to do them there. It helps a lot. So what's going to happen is, once I get close to that AP little thingy, I'll start burning towards the east and not getting any just not getting any vertical velocity and just going horizontally. Why? Because I want to go so fast that my rocket will just go this way, get attracted by the planet, but keep turning. I don't know if you can see my cursor, actually. I don't think I've got fraps configured for that. Well, we'll see. Anyways, we are getting close to that apoapsis. So we are going to start our burn. Let's see, how close are we? Once it reaches... You know what? I'm just gonna start burning now. As you can see... What? Oh, right. As you can see, our little blue line here is increasing quite rapidly. And that's basically the path we're going to take around that orbit. And I'm increasing the... Look at this. And here we are. We are in orbit. Not a perfect orbit, but an orbit. Now, what I want to do is finish a few orbital maneuvers to get a relatively circular orbit. So what I'm going to do, actually, at least, yeah, electric charge is pretty good. Let's activate that thermometer though. Toggle. It's minus 198 degrees, 0.94 Celsius. I think it's Celsius. That would make sense. Can't be Kelvins, because it's just not the way it works. Let's see. What we're going to do is once we reach this, actually, let's time accelerate. So the game has this time warp function that lets you accelerate how fast time is passing, and basically that's really useful for when you want to do these very interplanetary trips that would take in real life a few days, a few months. You can time warp it so that it only takes a few seconds. So right now I'm time warping pretty slowly just to get close to that apoapsis, and once I reach it I will start burning again, but this time not with my engine. I'm gonna try to keep that engine relatively... it's more like I've got half of my fuel left. I don't really want to... I don't know if it's really gonna matter, but I try to use like other resources such as that monopropellant. So what we're gonna do now is just start burning backwards. No, forwards, because I want that periapsis to increase. But I want the apoapsis to decrease. Anyways, I'm gonna increase this so it reaches about 100. There we go. And once we reach that side, we're gonna burn the other way so that we can raise that. Well, actually, we're gonna decrease the apoapsis to about, well, as close as possible. I'm gonna try to make both the periapsis and the apoapsis at the same altitude, because it looks nice and it feels nice to have a very circular orbit. So right now we're dashing around the planet at 2 kilometers per second, and well, it's pretty nice. I think we finished an orbit. Yeah, it takes us about 30 minutes to go through one orbit, which, well, that's pretty fast. So yeah, we are at let's see, what's our altitude actually? Oh shit. don't have any more energy. Darn. It doesn't matter. I think that if we no power. Fine, be that way. Technically we should get more power once we reach Parrotz, but we are at about 100 kilometers up. That's actually pretty low. That's a very low orbit. Like TV satellites, the one you use to get TV or whatever, they are actually much further away. They are like, I don't know. They're basically in what we call a geostationary orbit, which is an orbit that keeps your object over the same part of the planet all the time. Because you can see that here I am flying over continents like I'm in a rocket, probably because I am in a rocket. And yeah, basically if you want TV, it's not very practical to have a TV for like 5 minutes and suddenly you don't have it anymore because there's no satellite over you. So what people do is they put your satellites so that it's very You know, I think I'm gonna be happy with this. There's like 400 meters of difference. I'm really happy with this. I'm going to cut off the RCS, point our little satellite this way, and we're going to launch that satellite. We're gonna send it out into space. Actually, wait a second. Do I want to give it more speed? It's gonna increase the tempo axis. No. Actually, what I want to do is decrease that. So we're gonna put it. Actually, we're gonna point it backwards. It's a bit unconventional, but yeah, I've got my reasons. I was talking about something else. I was talking about geostationary orbits. Yeah. I think you guys got the point. You're not stupid. Hopefully. Hopefully. Alright. I think we're going to launch that little satellite. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Launch. As you can see, things changed quite a bit. Just that little thing just threw us in an entirely different orbit. But it's okay. It's okay. Too bad if it's not perfectly 100. That's gonna have to do. Anyways, we're going to activate these little antennas because they look cool. We are now communicating with Kerbal. This is a beautiful achievement for the United States of the Kerbal Republic. We're gonna put it right this way. You know why we're gonna put it this way? Because these solar panels are pointed in such a fashion that if I point it that way, they're gonna keep being right in the sun. So that's good. Because we're gonna go around the planet and the sun's gonna go around us. Basically, we're just gonna stay that way. And we're gonna be powered for most of the time, and it's gonna be nice. Everybody's gonna be happy. Anyways, back to the other core, and this one. Okay, it's losing power, so we kinda should get going pretty quickly. And to do that, we're just gonna start burning. and what we're gonna do is just deorbit that thing because it's pretty much useless and pretty ugly as well. So let's go. Let's burn all our fuel and just let's land in that desert.